What is going on, guys? Fitcho here, and welcome back to the Valentino Rossi the Game career mode is part number 9. Now, if you are enjoying this series, make sure to smash that like button, and if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Now, today we've got 2 more Moto3 events up at Brno and Silverstone, I believe, and in between the two we actually have a VR46 event. I think it's the R1M Yamahas at Misano, so we'll see how we go. We'll try and get through those 3 events today. We'll try and push through a bit faster than we have been, because I want to try and get this Moto3 season out of the way, because we actually are kind of dominating it. And I noticed at the end of the last episode, after I'd stopped recording, when I was looking at the MotoGP teams, all the teams I can get contracts for, I can now get a contract in MotoGP. It is kind of for the worst team with Tito Rabat and Jack Miller, but I can get a ride in MotoGP. So maybe by the end of this Moto3 season, I might be able to get a ride, maybe these bottom 5 or 6 or something. I probably won't be able to get into the top 4 of Suzuki, Ducati, Yamaha, and Honda, but I might be able to get in some of the bottom teams. So I might be able to just completely bypass Moto2. Let me know down in the comments if you think I should go to MotoGP and bypass Moto2, or go to Moto2, as I can now look at Moto2. I can get any ride I want in Moto2. Any ride I want. They're all available now. But I'm kind of contemplating just skipping Moto2 now that I can actually jump to Moto3. I'm sort of thinking that's a good idea, and we're probably just past the halfway point in the season, so, you know, maybe we might get a few better contracts in MotoGP than that very bottom team, but we'll see how we go. I guess that's a decision for a later date. At the moment, we've got Brno in Moto3 to think about, so let's jump into that and see how we go.
Here at Brno, everything is ready for the Czech Grand Prix now. This is one of the riders' favourite tracks, so we're guaranteed a spectacular race today.
Okay, so we didn't actually get pole by 0.012 of a second. I didn't put the same effort I normally do into qualifying. I only did 3 laps where I normally do 5 or something, just to learn the track. But we are off in Brno, and it looks like we're going to have the inside line as we run down into turn 1. We're going to have the lead as we now break into turn number 1, and we hold onto the lead at the start of this. Or when I say I hold onto this lead, we actually take the lead. We didn't start from pole. I'm so used to saying we hold onto the lead. We've actually taken the lead as we started from second, and we've got a little bit of a gap, a little bit of a buffer from the trailing pack. But I'm honestly about the same pace as the AI around this track. But then again, I haven't taken the time out to learn it properly like I have with the other tracks. So, and out of the final corner we come here at Brno, and we're gonna win in Moto3. Not by much this time. We just managed to keep the trailing pack at sort of an arm's length away the entire race. I don't think the gap grew beyond about 0.7 of a second to second place throughout that race. We didn't get any less than about 0.4. So I managed to just control the race from the front. Just managed to get away enough at the start and control that gap. I was pretty much the same pace as AI, but I managed to get a good start and just get away from them, and that's what made the difference. As you can see, I was actually half a second off the fastest lap of my teammate, but a win is a win. I'll take it. Let's have a look at the championship standings now. We're just pulling away even further. We've now got a 59-point lead over Romano Finardi, and in the constructors we are pulling away even more, almost 125-point lead, 124 to be exact. Here we go, an R1M race at Misano, and we are off. Now, a quick question, are you guys interested in seeing some of these VR46 Riders Academy events like this, if they're just the same as previous, or do you want me to just sort of leave them out of the video and skip over them, because they can get occasionally a bit repetitive and don't really mean too much. They don't count towards a championship or anything, or our chances of getting a MotoGP ride or anything. So is there really any point you guys seeing if it's just more of the same as we've done before? Just let me know if you want to keep seeing these or not. But if it's a new event that I haven't done before and it's different, of course I will leave it in the video. But if it's something we've already done and it's just a bit repetitive, I might leave it out if you guys want me to. But we are moving up the field quite nicely here in Misano. I'm getting the hang of these bikes a little bit more as I latch onto the back of another rider there a little bit. But it's not too bad. We're up into what? I was about to say 6th, but I think we're about to lose it and go down to 7th. Yep, 7th. Now, as we're going sideways over the curb, and now we've dropped to 8th, and it's going to be 9th in a second as this guy's coming up our outside. And we're last again, just like that. It's taking a bit of a while to shift the weight around. The leaning is a bit slow on this bike. I normally play with a few settings on the bike to actually get to turn in a bit better. But I forgot to do this for this Yamaha R1 race, and that's probably what just caught me out there. The bike isn't turning in it's not as responsive as I'm used to, as we almost crashed there, and somehow managed to remain on the bike. Yep, we finished last. What a surprise. After we sort of had our mistakes, we couldn't actually catch up, and I personally absolutely hate that bike. It's an absolute pig to ride. And yeah, I just couldn't catch back up because I'm slow on the bike and it's a piece of crap. But let's push on. We're back on the Moto3 bike next, a bike that I actually like to ride and I enjoy riding. It's fun to ride. And I think we're at Silverstone, so let's jump into that.
So the race is about to begin, and the riders know that all the hard work they put in won't mean a thing if they can't cross the finish line in one of the positions that counts.
So here we are in Silverstone. I managed to qualify on pole by over a second. And we are off. And that was only with 2 laps worth of qualifying. So I don't really know this track. Well, when I say that, I know this track from F1, but I don't really know how to ride it properly on a motorbike. That's what I'm trying to get at. But I managed to qualify on pole by over a second. And we've held the lead as we head down to Maggots, Beckett's, and Shackle. And we have just lost the lead as we've backed off way too much in the middle there, but then we've just squeezed back past both of them. Now I've got to remember this is a lot tighter on the MotoGP track than the F1 track. You can see where the F1 track normally goes. That's the only difference here at Silverstone to the F1 track, I believe. We managed to break away a little bit. They might be able to get us down into Stowe. No, they're a bit too far back. Maybe with the slipstream effect, though, they might be able to catch us. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. And through the final corner we come at Silverstone to win the British GP quite comfortably. We managed to pull out maybe a 1.5 gap over the field. As you can see, they're not too far behind, but I think it was actually 2.5 seconds. It was bigger than I thought. I thought it was about 1.5 seconds, but we managed to also get the fastest lap by 0.2. But overall, pretty good race for us. We managed to pull away quite nicely and control the race from the front and got another victory. Let's have a look at the Riders' Championship, and we're now 75 points ahead of Romano Finardi. And in the Constructors, we're going to be pulling away even further now, 136 point lead over Honda. Now we're going to get our VR points. We get about 12,000 for every race win. Here we have a look at all our levels. We're now level 61 in braking, 56 in rain ability, then we're level 60 in throttle management, agility, cornering, and body position, and level 63 in physical condition.
Hey, you're making a name for yourself in the pit. A few teams would be happy to have you with them. You can find all the details in Team List.
Okay. She wants us to have a look at our contract offers, so we will. Let's have a look at MotoGP, see what we have available. Oh my. We can get any of these rides now in MotoGP, which is pretty damn awesome. We've got 5 different teams we could select from in MotoGP. There's only 2 more teams, and then all the factory teams left after this. So like she said, we're definitely making a name for ourselves. We'll see how many MotoGP teams we can get by the end of the season for next season. But ideally, I'd like to be in one of the factory teams. But it would be a bit of a jump. It would be a bit surprising to go from first season in Moto3 winning the title and straight into a top ride in MotoGP. But I'd be happy with the Tech 3 Yamaha, to be honest. Or, to be honest, I'd be happy with any MotoGP ride at all. I guess we'll have to see how we go by the end of the season, how many rides we have available. That's where I'm going to end today's video. If you have enjoyed, make sure to smash that like button. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.